So everybody wants to burn Arch Manning at the stake. What's going on, everybody? My name is Daniel Augustin, and this is Multi-AF. Do me a favor, please. Before we move forward, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Now, what has been tripping me out as of late is watching, hearing, seeing so many different reactions online of Arch Manning. And a lot of this comes from people who are heralded as important voices in sports media and college football media. And so I wanted to give this take. And this is going to be a hot take. This is not just going to be about Arch Manning. This is about Texas in general and about his coach. I think it would be so much more helpful if people thought about this game and development as if it were a marathon. And that's not what's happening. The problem is, before the season ever started, the media already hyped up Arch Manning so heavily just because of his name. And he still has so much room to grow. Have you guys seen his high school highlight tape? He's playing against straight scrubs. I mean, some of the people that he's playing against look like little people. You know, back in the day, you could say midget, but like some of them look like little people. I'm talking about linebackers and D linemen. Some of them look like little people. Some of the efforts, you could tell that he's playing against scrubs because some of the effort that they're attempting to make at bringing him down to tackle him is so awful. And some might say, no, he just makes them look that bad. Like, no, he's playing against straight scrubs. So he needs time to develop on this level. He's not just in college. He's in the SEC. All right. So it's one thing to have the last name Manning. It's another thing to be playing football at a time where media is so heightened. Social media is heightened. It wasn't like this when Peyton and Eli were in school. They had time to struggle. Peyton and Eli, not one of them have a national championship in college. Not one of them. They both have plenty of games where they struggled. But we're crucifying Arch Manning because he struggled against Ohio State and against Florida. Texas just replaced 4 offensive linemen. They just lost 2 wide receivers to the NFL, a couple running backs. Arch Manning was sacked 7 times in this game. I haven't heard anybody talking about that. I hear people trying to crucify him because they need some kind of content. They need something to talk about. But I haven't heard anybody talking about how the entire team did not show up in this game. He was pressured 35 times. Patrick Mahomes couldn't help the Chiefs win the damn Super Bowl, but Arch Manning was supposed to do something to help this team win this game. What do you expect from him? Why is he supposed to deliver greatness right now? This is basically his 6th or 7th game as a college football player after playing such scrubs in high school. This is all the media's fault. The same way Arch's media hype has been so inflated. Tell me that's not Texas's hype. Texas has this ridiculous hype about their program as if they are a damn top college program based on merit and not on brand and not on appeal. Texas ain't all that. Texas ain't got no Nick Saban. Texas ain't got no Bear Bryant. Who they got? Mac Brown? 1 chip? I give that chip to Vince Young before I give it to Mac Brown. Who is Texas? Why do they matter so much that people are so up in arms about how trash they're playing right now? Texas has always come up short in all of their big games. They came up short last year. I don't understand how people have so much hype, not just around Arch, around Sarkisian, because he's such a quarterback whisperer. Where? Who? Where are the quarterbacks that he has whispered in their ears and turned them into legends? Where they at? People have been talking about Texas's D-line and their defense as if they're legendary. They couldn't stop Florida worth a damn. They couldn't stop the run game. They couldn't stop the pass game. They have not gotten a single sack. They got 2 guys on their defense right now who are talked about as if they're going to be a first-round pick, and they have not gotten a single sack against a top team, whether that was Florida or Ohio State. This team is not producing much right now as a whole, as a squad, as a unit. It's not Arch. It's not fair. So I think it's working in both ways because his hype is not fair. His brand deals are not fair. But neither is people's expectation of Texas. That game, Florida and Texas, it says a lot about Florida Because you can see it. Florida has been playing somewhat spirited ball on at least the defensive side of the field. Florida's issue has been coaching, but they got the guys. They were in that game with Miami up until like the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter. They were in that game. They threw 5 interceptions against LSU and lost by 10 points. Where they do that at? Florida is a special enigma, all right? But Florida beating Texas says a lot about Florida and what they have in store, what they're capable of. And it says a lot about Texas in the sense of it shows you where they actually are. And when I watched that game, and I watched the game in real time, and then I watched it again, I studied it, Arch actually played pretty well. For a team that's missing 4 of the offensive line that he had the year before, when he got to come in on Quinn Ewers' time, he had those offensive line, he got to throw to Isaiah Bond, he got to throw to Matthew Golden, and now he don't got those offensive line, he don't got those receivers no more. He's building new chemistry with these guys. They're perfect for each other. Arch's hype, Sarkisian's hype, I think it's all perfect for each other. I think it's all meshing hand in hand right now. And I just believe that the way people are talking about Arch Manning, it's cruel, it's ridiculous, especially since they're the ones who hyped him up. He didn't even ask for that. They hyped him up. They said he's a Heisman candidate before he ever really played. They put him in all these conversations as a top pick. People were putting him in conversations as the number 1 pick. And the man had 3 games in college. This is on the media more than this is on Arch. Arch needs time to develop. I think he will be ready come his senior year. I think they got more recruiting to do. I think they got more grooving together to do. They really got to mend some things when it comes to who he's throwing the ball to. Him and Wingo are still trying to figure out their chemistry. And I think they're getting there. But there were too many plays where I saw Arch have really great instincts. For me to sit here and say he's trash, he's bad, people are talking about, I heard Kirk Herbstreit say,
I don't know, I saw Matthew Caldwell come in and throw an absolute strike when he came in, when Arch Manning's helmet went off.
Yeah.
And he came in and just threw a laser.
Threw a dart.
I was like, can he throw one more ball?
But
see, that's the problem. And this guy's in the media. And this guy is on College Game Day. This is somebody that we're told to listen to. And he's acting like that over the backup throwing a good throw. Like, bro, quit sucking. Try to keep this shit clean. I'm trying, but some of these media people frustrate me because they're foolish. Yes, you'll hear me on this channel, on this platform, talk about Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, but I'm talking from a place of truth. I have been studying them game after game, seasons. Deion's been there now for 3 seasons. This is his 3rd season. I can see how bad of a coach he is. Shedeur's been there for how long? I can see how he's coming up short in the media, his press conferences, on the field. I can see that. So I can talk about that. But I'm seeing the way that people are talking about Arch Manning now, and it's like, bro, you guys are the same ones that built him up. You guys are the same ones that talked about him and did all of the in the world. And now here y'all go acting like he's trash and we should see the backup over him. This is the same thing you guys did when he played and backed up Quinn Ewers. The same thing, especially when he came in and had those few good games against the teams that nobody even remembers. This is what y'all did. Arch needs time to develop. He's not done yet. He's cooking. He's baking. He'll be okay. He's still going to get drafted high. I guarantee he gets drafted in the 1st round when he comes out. But he's not ready. Go watch his high school highlight tape, man. Go watch it. It's awful. It's crazy, the talent that he was playing against. Like, I can be optimistic about Arch Manning, and I'm not a fan. I am a fan of the game, so I can see what he is going to bring to the game in time. In due time. There was a time where Josh Allen was not all that. There was a time where Josh Allen was some unknown product out in Wyoming who got drafted high and then came to the league and was fucking up the same way Arch was fucking up. But if you sit here and tell me he's not a college quarterback, he's not the quarterback that people deemed him to be when his entire team around him has crumbled and is struggling, but he's still finding ways to step up in the pocket and make plays and make throws, you don't know the game. You don't understand this game. People are saying he's overthrowing everybody. Yeah, in that first Ohio State game, he didn't overthrow anybody in the game against Florida. He had a couple throws where his arm got hit while he was throwing and the pass flailed out of bounds or what have you. But can we talk about how many times he had a perfect throw, perfect strikes? Can we talk about how many times he stepped up in the pocket instinctively? Like, I'm talking about he's not struggling and staring at the line. He's just stepping up while looking down the field and making a great play. Arch played the way he should play. He is not ready for the SEC just yet. He just got dropped into this, and he's finding out the hard way what life is really going to be like in the SEC. He's going to continue to develop. He's going to continue to get stronger, faster, bigger, better. He's going to start thinking less and being more responsive to what's going on. And by the time he's a junior, a senior, we're going to see the development. We didn't even hear about Cam Ward until the man was a 5-6 year senior. And then he went top, #1 in the draft. So sometimes it's nice when you get a chance to kind of go up under the radar and be a late bloomer. Arch is going to be somewhat of a late bloomer, but he's got the instincts. He's been playing football all his life. And just because he played against such scrubs in high school doesn't mean it's not going to translate. It's just going to take time. He's already more athletic than some of the guys he's playing against right now. He's just going to need to be able to not only have the competitive edge transfer into games where he's playing against teams that are much better, but then also he's going to need to be able to have that same competitive edge be instilled in the entire team that's around him, and that's going to take time. Before I get out of here on this note right here, I just wanted to say one thing. I've been talking about how I see Billy Napier losing this job and John Gruden becoming the coach at the University of Florida. That's what I would genuinely want, but I think Billy Napier, it's one of two things that are going to happen. Billy Napier is either going to lose a bunch of these next games and then we're going to be having that conversation, or that's not going to happen and the Gators are going to go on a winning streak. And they're going to extend his contract because they're going to see him as somebody who's getting closer and closer every single time. And it made me think to myself, wow, I know John Gruden is close to coaching, and I know he wants to coach in the SEC. If he would coach in the Big Ten, it'd probably have to be a team like Penn State, big program. But I would not be surprised if maybe, just maybe, Texas ends up getting rid of Sarkisian and John Gruden is coaching the Texas Longhorns, because they do not have a Nick Saban, they do not have a Bear Bryant, they do not have some legendary coach who really put in the time, the effort, 5 to 10 years and was able to win 2 to 3 championships. They don't have that. They have no identity. Texas has no identity when it comes to coaching. None. Not at all. So I wouldn't be surprised if Florida misses out on John Gruden. Florida, we already got Spurrier. We already got Urban Meyer. We have that. Ohio State has that. Alabama has that. LSU has that. Kind of. Maybe LSU. It's going to happen. It's one of these teams. I just wouldn't be surprised if that happened too, because he can instill something that a lot of these other guys simply cannot. I am not sold on Sarkisian, dog. He's constantly losing those big games. I don't see it.